Welcome back to another mock draft. Today is mock draft Wednesday for the NFL. This is a post-divisional round mock draft, post-college football championship mock draft. None of these players play again in college. At least most of these who have certainly declared for the draft. Most of these players here have. So let's get right into it. The Raiders take Mendoza. This isn't a really head scratcher pick. This is more like, okay, yeah, let's just get this pick over with. With the Jets, here's a big riser for me. I don't know why he was getting second round draft grade. I don't think so. Ruben Bain has been dominant this college football playoffs, and even before the playoffs, frankly, too. I think he's good. I mean, there's concerns about the arm length and the arm talent, and his motor was a big concern. But honestly, I think that all of that doesn't really matter as much because I think the product on the field has shown he's very good. Obviously, it's college. You don't know if it translates to the NFL. But that's why you take this guy so high. He's been dominant at Miami. And it showed against Indiana, too. He was getting sacks. And same with Messidor, his Robin to his Batman. He was getting sacks. But Ruben Bain has been very good. And I think he's worth a second overall pick. And the Jets will get a bona fide stud here if they find him worth taking second overall. The Cardinals, there's many ways you can go. You can go Dave Bailey to maybe solidify the trenches. Peter Woods, I'm not a big fan of taking Peter Woods this high. Also, I forgot to mention this. This is no trades. I will have no trades in this mock draft. So, anyways, we're going back to the Cardinals pick. You go Dave Bailey. I was choosing when they were down. I was choosing maybe a wide receiver. You can go quarterback here, but I think taking Ty Simpson's too high. It would be awesome if you guys had Dante Moore. And Trinidad Chambliss might return back to school, so he's appealing that in the Mississippi court right now. And none of these quarterbacks are worth taking. So quarterback, I think, is most likely out of play here. I think that it gets redundant, but I just think that CC Mauigoa has been very good. 2 U players from the U go back-to-back. I think Mauigoa has been very good on tape, especially in the playoffs too, and they have a glaring hole at tackle and guard, so why don't you just get your tackle and guard for the future? I think he will be very good wherever he goes, but I just think that you need more solidification for the quarterback there, whether that be Brissett, Murray, or if you draft a quarterback in the later round, like one of these later quarterbacks, like a Pavia or Kate Klubnik, if you want to develop them, I guess. I know Pavia is really old too. But anyways, this doesn't really matter. But I just think that taking Mauigoa here is better than reaching on some of these players that they might need. I don't know. I just think that Mauigoa is just a little better prospect in my opinion, and a bigger need for this team. The Titans. Today I will have them going Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson, again, on the field, he's the best. You can tell he's the best wide receiver in this class. On the field, his productivity has been top notch. It's just off the field issues. But if you get him in Tennessee, he will be a wide receiver 1 when he's on the field. And obviously, we don't know how well those stats will, or how well he'll be on the field. But when he's on the field, he will be producing. And I think he will be a wide receiver 1 in this class. Versus someone like Carnell Tate, who is more like a wide receiver 2, who isn't always available either. There's been some injury history, but he's more of a wide receiver 2 than anything. So I just think that taking Jordan Tyson wide receiver 1, take a swing on him. If he hits, he hits. Cam Ward gets the number 1 guy. If he doesn't, then it sucks. But at least he's still gonna be elite, even when he's off the field, which is fine, I guess. Giants, the new regime in the Harbaugh era. This is pretty much a no-brainer for me right now. Maybe I'll switch it up a little later down the line, but I think Caleb Downs is the perfect pick here. He's literally just basically kind of like Kyle Hamilton, just a little less ball hawk ability, but the skills are still there. He's such a better tackler, and you have to see his combine and Senior Bowl stats. I don't know if he's playing the Senior Bowl, but he should be doing the combine, and I think the physicals are better than Kyle Hamilton, and the skills are as good, if not even better. So I think taking Harbaugh, he loves the safeties. I think Joe Shane and John Harbaugh and Mara get their guy here and get a bona fide winner. I said he's a leader. He will command that defense. And I know Nubin and Holland are there, but again, those guys aren't really stopping you from drafting Caleb Downs. I know they're both young, but Caleb Downs will play in place for Nubin, maybe a rotational safety for Nubin sometimes, or for Downs, for Nubin will be. But I don't know. I just think Downs is a good pick here. Good. Obviously, there's positional value, but I just think that Downs will go to the Giants here. The Titans. I was the Browns. I would go Carnell Tate. Yes, there's home run threat ability, but he isn't really that dominant wide receiver one as like maybe a Mekhi Lemon or a Jordan Tyson. I think he can be a wide receiver one if you have a really weak room, not a really weak, bro, a semi-weak room, but like I think Chris Bell can be a wide receiver one, even though his ACL tear, so that really has his stock falling a little bit. Mekhi Lemon, I can 100% see a wide receiver one. I love Mekhi Lemon. He's my favorite prospect in the class, wide receiver wise. But I do think that Carl Tate is good enough to the point where you can take him number 6 overall. And why not take Mekhi Lemon? I just think Carl Tate's skill set fits a little better. He's a little more reliable than Jordan Tyson. So, and obviously Tyson is available right now, but still. The Commanders, there's some needs here. I just think getting David Bailey here would be awesome. I think David Bailey, obviously there's off the field concerns. I wouldn't really worry about that because he did that a little earlier when he was on another college. So I wouldn't really worry about that much. But David Bailey is here. He is good on the pass rushing side. Run blocking side can be desired a little bit. But I think if he develops under Dan Quinn, which I think he really much can, he will be an elite player. And I think that taking him at 7 is not a bad pick. The Saints, I have him going Arvo Reese. I think Arvo Reese, again, very raw as a pass rusher. He just recently did that, but I think that the upside takes him there. They do need some edge help, and Chase Young's on a contract here. There's not a lot of contracts in there, so I think taking Arvo Reese here, maybe developing, even if you re-sign Chase Young, I think developing Arvo Reese here would be awesome, and I think the value is too good to pass him up by 8. The Chiefs, I have them taking Jeremiah Love. Again, you don't know what's going to happen with Mahomes. Again, towards ACL, you don't know when he's coming back. Maybe like the realistic range is around week 8, maybe even 10. Like, you don't really know that. He'll probably start the year off on the PUP, and I think taking Love here will help that backup quarterback and even that receiver room a little bit by giving them a dynamic playmaker on offense too. Even with all that receiver help, and I think Travis Kelce should be returning too. So it's not a bad offense. And if you take Jeremiah Love, who the Chiefs have been lacking running back plays forever. Like those Super Bowl runs, they didn't really have that elite running back. And I think taking Jeremiah Love here can solidify that elite running back position, keep him in Kansas City, and I think he will be a very good fit for KC. And that's scary because this KC team is already very good, and they just got a bad string of games, and Mahomes is injured. This team can very much still compete. So I think that take Jeremiah Love here will help Mahomes in the long run and help this team in the long run too. And I think Mahomes gets his bailout sometimes too, because he's not even bad in the passing game either. He's very good in the passing game. He's a big home run threat hitter. I think he'll be very good in KC. So KC gets their guy. The Bengals, again, more areas you can go to. I'm gonna go Peter Woods though. I think Peter Woods has been, again, the numbers have been down. Obviously, he's getting less snaps. Hits are down, hurries are down, sacks are more or less the same, but he's been double teamed a lot. So he isn't a solidified, oh yeah, that's a blue chip guy. I think he can be a blue chip guy, but I just think that the numbers are down and you're kind of buying low on him. And I think obviously a number 10 overall pick isn't going to be buying low, but he was projected to go here. Like honestly, if pre like round grades or like preseason grades, he was probably going to go with this top 3 standard. So he did fall a little bit, but I think when he's on the field, he's good. I don't really see that many red flags with him. Obviously, I think he's just more renowned and probably the best defensive interior in this draft. Obviously, it's a very deep defensive interior draft. I really like Ahmad Moan Sr. too, but I do think he is the best in this class, and I do think they need help on the interior, and that defense needs help too. The Dolphins, I've been taking Mansour Delane. I think Delane has been very good. He's been the best corner in college football this year, and they need corner depth, because I was looking at the depth chart earlier this week, and it was very bad. There's not really one guy who I was like, okay, yeah, this guy can maybe, like Jason Marshall Jr. I mean, come on, and then Jack Jones. You need a corner here. There's really no depth. So I think taking Mansour Delane here is a good fit for the Dolphins and for the Cowboys. This might seem a little crazy, but I'm gonna go Jermod McCoy. I think McCoy, again, best college corner before he tore his ACL in January of last year. But I think if his physicals go well and he participates and does everything correctly, he will be a top 15 pick. And he was very good at Tennessee. I think that warrants the pick right now. And I think that just taking him off of pure intuition and pure value of what he was is not a bad pick. They need a corner. They got rid of Diggs. So I think taking a shot on a corner here and getting a bona fide elite corner, if he hits, is worth the pick here. And if they miss, it's fine. You have free agency and stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't mind this pick here if you're the Cowboys. The Rams, I love this pick more and more every single day. Swanson Fano. There are some red flags, but he's very good. They need a tackle, so I think taking tackle here is perfect for the Rams. And honestly, I really like this pick for them because they got their bona fide tackle, maybe even the best tackle in this class. You don't know, maybe CC Manoa, but I really like Spencer Fano too. So I think taking Fano here is good and getting more depth for whoever that quarterback's going to be. Stafford in the short term, in the long term, you don't know who you're going to get, but a very good pick for the Rams. The Ravens. So usually I would like to go Mekhi Lemon here, but they already have a similar body receivers with Flowers and Bateman, and it's gonna get a little more redundant. And it seems very like cookie cutter and regular. I don't really like that. I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm gonna go Vega. I'm gonna go Vega Ione. He has been very good. Really, really high floor. He has been very good in pass pro and run pro. He only gave up 4 hurries this entire year, over 500 snaps played. He's very reliable, and you need filet on. So I think taking Vega here is a great pick and gives Lamar Jackson a solidified guard, and I think you really need that for a generational quarterback. So I think giving him more protection, it's not a flashy pick, but it's a good pick. The Bucks, I'm going to take Sonny Styles. Again, prolific tackler, very good on the ball. He was a converted safety. I've said this a million times. Converted safety, very good on tackling. And he rarely misses tackles, in this linebacking core is getting very old for the Bucks. So I think getting a bona fide tackler and a juice maker is perfect, and especially in the top Bulls defense too. I think he'll be very well because he did well with Devin White and Levante David. So I think taking Sonny Styles here is a good pick. The Jets, I had them taking Reuben Bain Jr. earlier to pair up with nobody, to pair up with Garrett Wilson, I guess. I'm so used to saying to pair up with Dante Moore because he was in a lot of my drafts, but now to pair up with Garrett Wilson, I guess, Batman and Robin, I guess. We'll take Mekhi Lemon. Again, love this guy as a prospect. He will be a wide receiver 1. He's a perfect fit. He just won the Blitnikoff this season. Really like him in his floor and his ceiling. I think he has the best hands in this draft. He very rarely drops it. He has a 2% drop rate in college. He's a very good, very solidified player. I think he will be great in New York. And honestly, the New York Jets are building a sneaky good team. Watch out. In a couple of years, you might be seeing them as playoff contenders, maybe behind. Maybe once the Bills collapse, the Jets will rise. I know it's the Jets. Don't take that with a grain of, or don't take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I think they're building a good team with no bias. I'm a Jets fan, secondary, but I do like what the Jets do. And if they take Mekhi Lemon and Bain, they 100% knock this first round out of the park. Because you got a bona fide edge threat right here, and you get a good wide receiver, slot wide receiver. That's a good contrast to Garrett Wilson and Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell, big home run hitter, can good on routes, can burn you. Garrett Wilson, sure hands, big contested body catcher. But Garrett Wilson's good at basically everything. And Kyle Lemon with the slot, shifty guy. He would be very good in New York with that. Mechie too. Mechie will burn you off top. It's honestly not a bad receiving core if they take Mekhi Lemon. And I think this will be a match made in heaven for the Jets. Let's go with the Lions. You could take Avion Terrell here. He can play boundary or nickel. I know he was playing a nickel in college sometimes, but I think taking him boundary here isn't a terrible pick. You can also go tackle here. I have him going Caleb Lomu sometimes, or Proctor. I think is too raw on the tackle position, or Monroe Freeling. Honestly, I've been looking at Monroe Freeling a lot more. He is very high on my board too. I think he can be very good. He just declared for the draft. He's a young guy. You're not gonna take him because he's young, but you're gonna take him because he's good. So that's why Messidor is so high too. You're not gonna take him because he's young. He's gonna be like 30 when his rookie year is done. He's already 25. But again, we're gonna talk about Messidor when we get there. I'm gonna go Monroe Freeling out of Georgia. I think Georgia is has been very good, especially with Monroe Freeling. Monroe Freeling was very good this year, and he's big, but he's also quick and he can move. I honestly really like him. He's been a big riser in the last month or two for me. I think Modern Feeling is a very good pick here. He was mainly going in the 27-25 range for me, but I think the Rams can sit him behind Decker, and if Decker decides to retire or he gets hurt again or something happens, you put him Modern Feeling, he would be very good under Dan Campbell, and I think that he will learn from Penei Sewell too. Maybe you can put him right or left, no matter what. I think Sewell's played both sides of the ball, so whatever Feeling's more comfortable on, Sewell will compromise on. So I think taking Modern Feeling here is the perfect choice. The Vikings, I'm going Avion Terrell. Pretty cookie cutter pick for me again. I just think that Avion Terrell, again, very good. They need a defensive back in that room. It's not great corners. If you look at the depth chart, Byron Murphy Jr. and Isaiah Rodgers. I think you can upgrade on Isaiah Rodgers, in my personal opinion. And I think Avion Terrell can be a good nickel player. And honestly, maybe even play over Theo Jackson. There's options with Avion Terrell, and I think he's very feisty. He's very big. He's a big, violent guy, and you want some violent players on your football team. So I think he will be very good in Minnesota. The Panthers picking. I love this pick more and more. I'm going Kansas City. Tommy Tremble and whoever that wide receiver or the tight end duo is not really stopping you from taking Kansas City. Kansas City is a home run hitter. He's very good. And I think Tommy Tremble, Mitchell Evans, and James Mitchell and Preston Pierre, I think Kansas City will instantly walk in there and be the number one tight end. Obviously, positional value matters. But I think 19, you're getting a bona fide stud for a tight end. This is like, it's like the Raiders taking Brock Bowers 9 overall. Like, this is very good. It's a very good pick. A very good pick for them. And keep Bryce Young just with more weapons. And if you give him weapons, he will do well. That's what he did in college. He was very good in college. That's the reason why he went first overall. It's because he had the weapons around him. And he can do good with his weapons. You saw what he did against the Rams in the division round. He played his ass off. So I think Kansas City is a great pick here. And a big home run hitter. And he's pretty good at blocking too. So it's not a bad pick. And get Dave Canales, that young head coach, a better offensive scheme and more players for Bryce Young to throw to, and I think he can really come into his element. And the Panthers are also building a sneaky good roster. I don't hate what they're building. All right, I got the Cowboys. They just took Jamal McCoy. I'm gonna go edge TJ Parker. TJ Parker again, more of a slimmer, quicker guy. He's not gonna bull rush you. He's gonna be more of a bend guy. I think his bend is pretty good, and I think he'll do well opposite of Ezeroku, who's seemed to be a hit so far. Opposite of Ezeroku, he's been very good. I think he'll produce in Dallas, and that interior of that defensive line has been very good. So I think you take TJ Parker here, solidify that trenches there, and give the opposing quarterbacks hells. And that would be perfect. And Steelers, I have taken Ty Simpson out of Alabama. Okay, there's a lot I don't like about Ty Simpson, but with Aaron Rodgers basically confirming he's done, I think that taking Ty Simpson here is a very good pick. Yes, there's concern about the deep throw accuracy and just how he played, but there's been good games, there's been good flashes, and I think off of flashes you can take him alone. Wisconsin wasn't bad, but against Indiana he played really bad. But Florida State wasn't another bad game, but he played good against Oklahoma, and I wouldn't really worry that much, in my opinion. I just think you just gotta take him here, because who else are you gonna take? Trinidad's gonna turn back to school. And I don't think taking Carson back or Caleb Klubnik is really going to solve your answer at quarterback. They're not going to be immediate starters. And I know Will Howard's there, but might as well give some competent quarterback competition in there. So I think taking Ty Simpson here would be warranted, the pick. Okay, for the Chargers, I have them taking Caden Proctor out of Alabama. Again, really raw guy. He can probably move to tackle or guard. They don't really need a tackle, so they're probably going to move him to guard here. But that interior line has been the worst in the NFL. Mekhi Becton's been very bad. Jenkins has been very bad, and I keep on forgetting the center's name, but he's also just been as bad. Bradley Bosen's been very bad. Son Johnson's been very bad. Becton's been very bad, and it's not a great unit in their interior offensive line. So I think taking Proctor here to shore up that hole and make sure that none of those guys get playing time will be awesome for them. They can honestly even double up maybe in the later rounds and take like a Caden Rutledge or Pat Coogan or something later in the rounds on day 2 picks. So I think taking Proctor here is an essential. The Eagles, there's a good amount they can do. I would really like a bona fide corner one for them because it's been bad. So I think Colton Hood is that corner they can take. Um, Sucks for Tennessee. They lost two of their starting corners. I was thinking about that. Man, they're losing their starting corners. So it must suck. But Colton Hood has been very good stepping in for McCoy. And when McCoy isn't there, Colton Hood's been very good. He's transferred to Tennessee. When he stepped in, he was really good. So I think taking Colton here is a great pick for the Eagles who lack cornerback depth and really like good play outside of Quinton Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, and DeJean is a nickel, so you're gonna take Colton Hood here and get that secondary hopefully solidified if you hit on the Colton Hood pick. The Browns, I had them taking Cardinal Tape. I would like a tackle here, and I think I have just the right guy for them. Caleb Lomu, out of Utah. I think I really like Lomu. Honestly, I really do. I think Lomu is very good. Obviously, there are some concerns, but I think taking tackle here is worth it. 24. If you hit on Lomu, you hit on Lomu. If you don't, you don't. There's some problem with play recognition and stuff, but he's a good athlete, and I think he's going to be good in the NFL if he continues to refine his craft. He might be throwing into the fire immediately if he goes to Cleveland, but it is what it is, man. You just got to go for it. The Bears, tough loss against the Rams. There's ways they can go. They can go Caleb Banks. They can go Kenny McDonald. Kenny McDonald's really like a nose tackle to me. I can go Christian Miller, or you can go linebacker. There's not too much you can do. I'm gonna go K McDonald again. K McDonald good against the pass and run. He's been good in Ohio State. I just think taking him here is very good. The Bears would love K McDonald here to show the defensive interior. It's not great in there, so I think taking K McDonald here, even if he's a rotational piece, I think he's still going to be good. And you're not going to spend a first-round pick on a rotational piece. So I think he'll get some meaningful reps in Chicago, and Chicago will continue to keep on being competitive. I think they build a great team around there, and if you have Ben Johnson, I think he'll do very well. Bills. There's a lot of ways they can go. I don't really use this. I've seen people take safeties here. Dylan Thiemann, McNeil Warren, Halsey. Other than Downs, the safety class isn't that awesome to me. There's a lot of depth, but there's like a lot of day 3 picks. I do like Thiemann. I do like McNeil Warren. McNeil Warren is more a range guy. Thiemann is more of a run stopper. I think he can play both, but is he worth the first round pick? I don't think so. I think I like McNeil Warren here, but let's look at some of the other options. I think you can take Denzel Boston here too. Concepcion. I'm taking Denzel Boston. Wide receiver has been very bad. Do you want to continue hitting on or continue drafting and hoping you're hitting on wide receivers? I think I have them doing that here today. Maybe not, they don't do that, but I think today in this scenario they do. I think Denzel Boston's that number one guy, that big football guy who will get out there good at the catch point. Pretty good at route running. My concerns was with route runnings, and it wasn't that bad this year, but there's still some concern. But he's 6'4", 209, so he'll overpower you. He's taller than you, so he'll be good. It reminds you a lot like a poor man's Telroy McMillan, in a way. So I think he can be pretty good, and with Allen, he can basically make anybody work. So obviously some of that playoff loss was a little bit on him, but I do think taking Boston here isn't a terrible option for the Bills. For the 49ers, you would have hoped that the Bills took Concepcion, so you could take Boston, that true number one guy you could have gone for. But I think I'm going to go Keldrick Folk. Again, Keldrick Folk, he's good. Run stopping wise, he's very young. People will be intrigued with that because he has a high ceiling, but he has fallen a little bit for me, and there are some concerns with pass rushing too. So I think they can maybe develop him next to Nick Bosa too, maybe pass rushing too. But his run stopping is elite, so I think taking him 27 overall is good value for your pick. The Texans, I would really like offensive line here, and taking a tackle or a guard here would be perfect. I think Pregnant's perfect. The interior line of that Texans team got ran through by the Patriots. They were blitzing C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud was supposed to make bad throws. I covered the last video. Very bad. I just think that taking Pregnant here would be good to get C.J. Stroud some help and that running back core some help too. And hopefully help that defense stay off the field for a little bit longer. So I think taking Pregnant here is a good pick. The Rams. You would like to go corner here, and I think the corner board's falling pretty good. You have Brandon Cisse here, who I think is a first-round player, late first-round player around. You can go around this range, so I'll go Brandon Cisse. There are some problems with his physicality. They say he lacks physicality, and honestly, that Texas A&M game was bad. it was definitely it's definitely his worst game, and they made him come back. I watched that entire game. It was terrible, but I do like him as a prospect. He's good range wise. He's good fast wise. He's a good ball hog. I think that he can be very good if you really if he puts on some muscle. Not really some muscle. I think he's 190 is fine, but if he ups his physicality, maybe his press coverage in man, I think he'll be fine. But the Rams don't really run that much press coverage, so I think he'll be fine there. But again, there's some concerns with physicality, so I'll just say that there. But the Rams obviously very good. They took Fano and Cisse. Honestly, two of their biggest needs are gone, and they can maybe wait next year for a quarterback. Patriots, you would like a really real edge rusher here, and I think Akeem Mesidor is perfect. Again, he played himself into a first round this year. Obviously, the age is a concern. He's very old, but he is violent. He's good. He's good at the run. He's been very good. He was as good as Ruben Bain, and that really says something. Ruben Bain's going second overall. He's been as good, and he played himself in the first round. I'm sold on Akeem Mesidor, and the Patriots need some edge rep. So I think taking Akeem Mesidor here is a perfect pick for the Pats. For the Broncos, I have them going. I was gonna say Casey Concepcion, but I don't know. Honestly, in a perfect world, you would like Kenyon Sadiq, but again, I think that's such a good pick for the Panthers that they wouldn't really pass him. I'm gonna go CJ Allen. CJ Allen, again, there's problems with him. Pass coverage, but run stopping is very good, and I think he can develop into a good pass coverage linebacker later, but there is some concern there. So take that with a grain of salt, but he's been pretty good at Georgia, so I think I'll take him there. For the Seahawks, there's picks again. There's picks you can make. I would like offensive line here, but you don't want to reach on like a Jennings Dunker or Tiernan. I think Tiernan's fine. I'm not in love with him either, but he's fine. Maybe corner would take Keith Abney again. Smart football player. He relies a little bit more on his smarts, but I think he'll be good at Seattle, where he doesn't really need to plug and play immediately. He can learn a little bit, and that team looks very good on defensive paper. So it's a bad fall for the Seattle because they don't have many offensive linemen they can take, and it's honestly a weak draft class, so they can't really take that blue chip guy to really elevate them. This is probably the weakest draft class we've seen in years. So I think taking Keith Abney and hoping he hits is awesome, but this team doesn't really need this pick to hit. So just taking a corner here to develop him and rely on his smarts and maybe refine his physicals a little bit and his technique will be a good pick. And I think very good pick. And as always, thank you for watching me yap for like 40 minutes. This is my post-divisional round mock draft, and I will see you guys tomorrow.